Let me ask you one simple question. When was the last time you climbed a flight of stairs without grabbing the handrail? Really think about it, not the last time you tried, but the last time it happened naturally, without your hand automatically reaching for that rail before your foot even hit the first step. If you're over 60 and you notice your hand does this every single time without you even consciously deciding to reach for it, your body may already be sending you a warning. And no, it's not simply because you're getting older. There's something far more specific happening beneath the surface. Something that's actually reversible once you understand exactly what's going on. Today I'll show you the hidden reason this happens. A simple stair test you can try today, and 3 easy exercises that may help you feel stronger and safer with every single step. Picture yourself climbing the staircase in your own home, the one you've walked up and down thousands of times over the years without ever thinking twice about it. Now picture your hand reaching for that handrail before you've even taken your first step, almost like your body made that decision before your mind had the chance to weigh in. This matters far more than most people realize, because stairs are actually one of the most physically demanding movements you perform in daily life, requiring more strength, more balance, and more coordination than almost anything else you do regularly, including walking on flat ground. When that automatic reach for the handrail becomes your default, your body isn't just being cautious, it's often compensating for something that's been quietly changing for months or even years. Here's something that genuinely surprises most people when they first hear it. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury among adults over 60, and stairs specifically represent one of the highest risk locations for exactly this kind of incident, precisely because they demand so much from your legs, your balance, and your core all at once. Most people don't think of a staircase as dangerous until something actually goes wrong. But by then, the warning signs had usually been there for a long time, quietly building in the background while everyday life continued as normal. This isn't about scaring you, it's about helping you recognize something early enough that you still have complete control over how the story unfolds from here. Here's the distinction I really want you to understand today, because it changes everything about how you think about this topic. There's a real difference between simply aging and quietly losing physical capability, and far too many people over 60 assume these two things are the exact same thing when they genuinely aren't. Aging is inevitable. Nobody can stop the passage of time itself. But losing the strength and balance needed to climb stairs confidently, that part is largely within your control. And understanding why it happens is the very first step toward taking that control back for yourself. Starting today rather than waiting until it becomes a bigger problem. So, why exactly do stairs become so much harder as we move through our 60s and beyond? Let's walk through the real reasons, because once you understand what's actually happening in your body, the whole situation becomes far less mysterious and far more manageable. The first and often biggest factor is simple muscle loss, a natural process that accelerates noticeably after age 60, particularly affecting the large muscle groups in your legs that power every single step upward. The very muscles you rely on constantly without ever giving them a second thought until they start struggling to do their job. The second factor is weak glutes specifically, and this one catches a lot of people off guard because we tend to think of leg strength as being primarily about the thighs. But your glutes are actually responsible for stabilizing your hips and driving much of the powerful upward force needed with every single step you take on a staircase, and when they weaken, your body has to work considerably harder just to accomplish the same movement that once felt completely effortless. The third factor is weak quadriceps, the large muscles running along the front of your thighs, which extend your knee with every single step and bear an enormous amount of your body weight throughout the entire climbing motion, meaning even a modest decline in their strength translates directly into stairs feeling noticeably more difficult than they used to. The fourth factor involves your balance system more broadly, which naturally becomes less reliable with age due to gradual changes in your inner ear, your vision, and the nerve signals traveling constantly between your brain and your legs. When that balance system feels less trustworthy, your body instinctively reaches for extra support. even in situations where your actual strength might still be perfectly sufficient to manage without it. The fifth factor is ankle stiffness, something that rarely gets discussed but plays a genuinely significant role here, since limited ankle mobility makes it harder for your foot to move naturally into position with each step, adding just enough extra difficulty and uncertainty to make the entire staircase feel considerably less predictable than it once did. And the sixth factor, often the most overlooked of them all, is core weakness, because your core muscles are what actually keep your torso stable and upright as your weight shifts dramatically with each individual step up or down a staircase. When your core isn't strong enough to manage that constant shifting effectively, your whole body compensates by leaning forward or gripping the handrail more tightly than the situation genuinely requires, creating exactly the pattern we started this conversation with, reaching for support before your body has even had the chance to attempt the movement independently. Now I want you to actually try something. Because understanding these concepts intellectually and honestly testing your own body are two genuinely different experiences entirely. Find a staircase in your home, ideally one with a full flight of steps. And before you begin, take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Calm, a little anxious, or somewhere comfortably in between. Now attempt to walk up that staircase at your normal, natural pace without pulling yourself up using the handrail, paying close attention to whether you can comfortably use one foot per step rather than bringing both feet together on each individual stair before moving to the next one. As you climb, notice several specific things happening in real time. Did you find yourself leaning your upper body forward more than usual, almost instinctively, to help generate additional momentum? Did your knees feel steady and capable throughout the entire climb? Or did you notice any burning, shaking, or genuine fatigue setting in earlier than expected? Once you reach the top, try walking back down as well, paying close attention to whether going downward actually feels more intimidating than climbing upward, which is genuinely common and reveals something specific about how your balance system is currently functioning. And throughout the entire test, notice your overall posture. Was it upright and confident, or did you find yourself hunching forward protectively without even realizing you were doing it? Here's what these specific observations actually tell you, and there's absolutely no reason to feel discouraged no matter what you noticed during this honest self-assessment. If you climbed and descended steadily, using one foot per step comfortably, with an upright posture and no significant strain, that's a genuinely excellent sign, and it tells you your leg strength, balance, and core stability are currently working well together. If you needed the handrail occasionally or noticed some fatigue partway through, that's useful information rather than a failure. It simply highlights specific areas worth strengthening before they potentially become bigger challenges down the road. Let's talk about 5 specific warning signs worth paying genuine attention to in your daily life, because recognizing these early makes an enormous difference in how effectively you can address them. The first is needing both hands on the railing rather than just one, which typically indicates your legs alone aren't generating quite enough power to manage the climb independently anymore. The second is leaning forward noticeably as you climb, a subtle but telling sign that your body is compensating for weaker glutes and core muscles by using momentum instead of genuine muscular strength. The third warning sign is knee pain or discomfort specifically while using stairs, even when your knees feel perfectly fine during regular walking on flat ground, since stairs place considerably more stress on your knee joints than most other everyday movements you perform. The fourth sign is your legs feeling unusually heavy or fatigued after just one flight, a clear indication that your muscular endurance has declined more than you may have previously realized. And the fifth sign, perhaps the most important of all, is a gradual loss of confidence specifically around stairs, finding yourself avoiding them whenever possible, choosing elevators or ramps instead, or feeling a quiet sense of dread before you even begin climbing. Since that emotional hesitation often reflects a genuine physical reality your body has been trying to communicate for quite some time. Now let's talk about what you can actually do about all of this, because understanding these causes only becomes truly valuable when it leads to real practical action you can start taking immediately. The first exercise is simply sit to stand repetitions, and it directly targets the exact muscles stairs demand most. Sit in a sturdy chair, stand up completely without using your hands, then lower yourself back down with control rather than dropping into the seat, aiming for 8 to 10 repetitions, resting briefly, then completing a second set as your strength allows over the following weeks. The second exercise is step-ups, which essentially simulates the precise movement pattern stairs require, making it one of the most direct ways to rebuild genuine confidence in this specific area. Find a sturdy step or the bottom stair of your own staircase, step up fully with one leg until you're standing completely on that step, then step back down with control. Alternating legs and starting with 5 to 8 repetitions on each side, holding onto a railing or wall for balance if genuinely needed while you build both strength and confidence simultaneously over time. The third exercise is heel raises, which specifically strengthens your calves and improves ankle stability, both of which play a meaningful role in how confidently and safely you navigate stairs. Stand tall, holding onto a counter or sturdy chair for balance if needed, then slowly rise up onto your toes, pause briefly at the top, and lower back down with control. Aiming for 15 repetitions performed consistently a few times each week. Beyond these specific exercises, a handful of daily habits genuinely support everything we've discussed throughout this video. Walking daily, even for just a short distance, keeps your legs, your balance system, and your overall mobility consistently engaged rather than allowed to weaken from prolonged inactivity. Getting enough protein throughout your day gives your muscles the essential raw materials they need to repair and maintain their strength over time, while adequate vitamin D, whether through safe sunlight exposure or through your diet when appropriate for your individual situation, directly supports the muscle function that keeps you steady and genuinely capable. Staying properly hydrated matters more than most people realize, since even mild dehydration can make your muscles fatigue considerably faster than they should. And finally, wearing supportive, well-fitted footwear rather than loose slippers or worn-out shoes can make a genuinely meaningful difference in how confident and stable you feel with every single step you take, whether you're navigating stairs or simply walking across your own living room. I want you to understand something important before we finish today, because it matters more than any single exercise or statistic we've discussed throughout this video. This conversation was never really about stairs specifically, it was about recognizing an honest, early signal your body has been sending you through one of the most demanding movements you perform regularly in daily life. Every sit-to-stand repetition, every step up, and every heel raise you complete isn't just building isolated muscle strength, it's actively protecting your independence, your confidence, and your ability to move through your own home and your own life exactly the way you want to, without hesitation, without fear, and without needing to rely on a handrail out of quiet necessity rather than simple preference. So here's what I'd like you to do the very next time you approach a staircase in your daily life. Pay honest attention to whether your hand reaches for that rail automatically, and notice how your body actually feels throughout the entire climb rather than assuming you already know. If you find yourself needing that extra support today, that's genuinely okay. And it certainly doesn't define where you'll be in just a few weeks or months of consistent, honest effort. Then, come down to the comments and tell me truthfully, could you climb without holding the handrail? Or did your hand reach for it automatically before you even had the chance to think about it? Your honest answer might be exactly what helps someone else finally recognize this same pattern quietly playing out in their own life, encouraging them to take that first small step toward climbing stronger, steadier, and more confidently, one honest stair at a time.